Brody Whitehair, number 4, senior.
Devontae Johnson, number 8, senior.
Chris Wilson, 21, senior, Red Guy Beauty.
Caraboda, number 3, junior.
Dominic Fantasia, number 33, senior, owner of El Paso.
Rudy Corella, 6, sophomore.
Cam Dinger, number 10, senior. Go Bears.
Rock Martin, number 5, senior. Avon Jones, number 11, senior.
Logan Canfield, number 2, senior.
Trey Cumberledge, 81, senior.
Jeffrey Calger, number 80, senior.
Trevor Bigelow, number 55, senior.
Caleb Arbogast, 50, senior. Go Bears.
Tristan Ramsey, 74, junior.
Deshaun Floyd, number 75, junior.
Powers Dawson, number 60, senior.
Back to back?
Hunter Bigelow, number 51, senior.
Javen Papali, number 59, junior. Tribal chief.
Quinn Atkinson, 70, senior. Go Bears.
Lovokul Kalkini, 65, senior. Maximilian Fimkosero, number 40, senior. För det Vaterland.
So we can talk the entire time. We can talk the entire time if we want to. Type shit. Whoa, this thing's here. Hey, it's a Buckhannon pinch. Huh? Oh, are they quad-A? Didn't they lose a lot of kids? He was just tell me. Yeah, 2 for Bridgeport, 2 to Lewis County, and 2 to Philip Barber. Yeah. It's crazy. Couldn't be me.
Tonight from Frio Red Kreitz Stadium in Buckhannon, it's Polar Bear football as Fairmont Senior meets the Buccaneers. I'm Jeff Carpenter, ready to bring you the story. Tonight, Fairmont 5-0, Buckhannon-Upshur is 0-5. And this matchup tonight, first time the two teams have played since 2019. It's the 72nd overall meeting in the series. The Polar Bears lead at 43 wins, 27 losses, 1 tie. And the last time Buckhannon-Upshur beat Fairmont, it was in 2005. It was a 27-24 win for the Buccaneers. I had a chance to check in with the Buccaneers' new head coach. His name is Sloan Baston. He was a player for Buckhannon-Upshur back in the days when Nick Bardick was playing for the Polar Bears, and I got an idea of exactly what he's up against this season, and he does confess he does have a young team.
You know, we're mainly it's the mindset of coming to work every day. We know our limitations with our younger team, but we're putting a little more on our seniors to be those leaders. And you know, we've had a rough go of it to start off 0-5. We're struggling, but we're still coming to work every day. We got to put the work in to see that success later down the road.
When you take a look at your record and then you take a look at your schedule, you've had a really tough first 5 games.
Yeah, to say the least. You know, and you know our rivals. You know, we had Philip Barber and Elkins there, and those are games that you know they're fun every year, and they're on the upswing of their program, and we're excited for those games. Outcome's not what we wanted. I thought we were a little more competitive in those games, and you know we shot ourselves in the foot, which is a sign of a young team. And then you know playing Bridgeport, Morgantown, Fairmont, you know it's a tough task to say the least.
Tell me a little bit about your quarterback, Dawson Tenney. What will we see from him tonight?
Well, Dawson's our leader on offense. You know, I trust him. You know, we have conversations about what we see, and I use him to throw the ball. I use him to run the ball. I'm not just going to sit back and let him throw, because he's such a talented runner that we have to utilize that. So I'll use him in any fashion possible. So,
what worries you most about this Fairmont team?
Where do I start? The skill. I mean, that quarterback, Brody, is something else. You know, if we apply pressure, he's elusive and keeps his eyes down the field, and then he can outrun about anybody we got. So, you know, he's a major concern. And then all the skill, and you know, that defense flies around. They fly around. They haven't given up many points.
The Buccaneers, his team with a record of 0-5 so far this season. They lost their first game of the year. They played that one at Bridgeport, lost it 70-0. Then played at home against Philip Barber and lost that game by a score of 32-0. Then it was a shutout at the hands of University. That game, they lost to the Hawks by a 49-0 score. Following that, it was a matchup with Elkins. That's a big rivalry for this team. And the Tigers won that one. It was another shutout. It was a 35-0 win for Elkins. And then the last time out, it was a game with Morgantown, and Mohegans beat them by a score of 49-6. It's been a rough start for Buckhannon-Upshur. For the Polar Bears, just the opposite. Two keys to Polar Bear games this season has been Damani Johnson and Chris Wilson. Those two have had quite a season. I had a chance to check in with them before the game. Asked Damani, first of all, just for his recap of the first half of the season so far.
The team's played pretty good. We worked all summer together and worked hard, and I think that leads up into the field, and it shows off in game.
Hey, Chris, your second full year of playing football. Tell me how much more comfortable you are this season.
Just a lot more comfortable. You know, we put work in practice, and, you know, even my first year learning behind doing hours and Monty, definitely, like, you know, more mature and see more things on the field for sure.
Tell me about this guy, this number 8 over here beside you, and what kind of a runner you see when you see him with the football.
He's a dog. He can do it all, you know, play every position on the field, and definitely pushes me and motivates me to be a better running back.
Now I'll give you the chance to tell me about Chris, Damani. Tell me what he adds to the team.
He adds heart. He adds skill. You know, anything that you need from him, he could do it. And he likes to show up and compete every day.
Damani Johnson and Chris Wilson, key members of this Polar Bear team on both sides of the football, but they're quite the duo in the backfield for Fairmont Senior, the two leading rushers for the Polar Bears this season. Wilson averages 66 yards a game and Johnson 52. Buckhannon-Upshur is going to kick off to start this game. Our broadcast spot high above field level, right at about the 50-yard line. The Buccaneers in the royal blue, pants, jerseys, and white helmets. The Polar Bears in the royal blue pants, white jerseys, and blue numbers. These teams share the same colors, blue and white, so when you look into the stands, you can't tell which fans are from which school. Going back deep for the Polar Bears, on the far side will be Rudy Carrillo. On the near side, Dom Fantasia. And it'll be Wyatt Mason kicking off. For the Buccaneers, game time, 15 minutes late, a lot of traffic, kept the Polar Bear bus from getting here on time. And here is the opening kick, and it is a short kick, bobbled by Fantasia, picks it up at the 22, goes up the center of the field to the 25, the 30, and over the 30 to about the 33-yard line, and that's where the Polar Bears will start. First down and 10. Tackle on the play was made by the Buccaneers, Taylor Alacaris. So Fairmont with the football. They've actually moved it up to about the 34 now. Polar Bears send two wideouts to the left. Canfield and Cumberledge.
I thought they were going. That's why.
First down. 10 yards to go for the Polar Bears now. Damani Johnson in the backfield behind quarterback Whitehair. who's in the pistol formation now, and he's back to pass, looking short pass, caught by Canfield at the 42, upended there and goes down at about the 43-yard line. Logan Canfield catches the first pass of the game, and the Polar Bears get a nice gain on first down. It'll be 9 yards, second down and 1. Fairmont quickly to the line of scrimmage now on a second down and 1, moving from right to left from the 44. Actually, just shy of the 44. They need that to get the first down. So about half a yard to go in this situation. 3 receivers to the right side. And here's Johnson again. Big hole off the right. Gets it out over the 45, the 50. Tripped up and goes down inside the 50 at about the 47-yard line in Polar Bear territory. Now they set it down at the 48. So it'll be a gain of 8 yards on the play and a Fairmont senior first down. So from the 48, pass goes to the far side, caught at the 50-yard line, taken inside the 45, down to about the 40-yard line. And it'll be not enough for a first down, but very close. So it's going to be a pickup. Now they're moving it down and move the chain, so it is going to be a Polar Bear first down. They've moved it all the way down to the 37-yard line on that 11-yard pass play. So Whitehair 2 for 2 now. He's back to pass again. Looks down the center of the field, and the pass is overthrown, intended for Brock Martin in the end zone, but that one wasn't even close, and it's going to be third down, or second down rather, and 10 yards to go. Brody Whitehair tonight needs 62 yards to take over the all-time leadership in passing yards. Connor Neal holds that record now, and that is one he most likely will get tonight. Last week it was touchdown passes. Second down and 10. Whitehair looks to throw again. He's going downfield long along the sidelines, and the pass is incomplete. Intended for Damani Johnson, but it was overthrown, and it will bring up a third down and 10 for the Polar Bears now. Fairmont's leading receiver this season, Cannon Dinger. He's caught 20 passes. Right behind him is Brock Martin with 17. Now a third down and 10 from the Buccaneer 37. Whitehair to pass. Over the middle of the pass is caught nicely by Dinger, and then he's hit quickly right at about the first down marker at about the 27-yard line. Looking to the far side, and they're going to call it a fourth down, a 9-yard pass play to Cannon Dinger. Fourth down. Yard to go for the Polar Bears. And there's Damani Johnson off the right side. Gets the first down and more inside the 20. He's down to the 15 and tripped up there. Tackle on the play was made by the Buccaneers, Cooper and Tellini. And it's a Fairmont first down, football marked down at about the 15-yard line. So Whitehair on a first down and 10, back to pass, pumps one, sends it to the far side, and the pass is caught at about the 10-yard line, and that's all for Brock Martin. It's going to be brought down just inside the 10. Five-yard gain. Second down coming up for the Polar Bears. Ball just inside the 10-yard line. High snap, and Whitehair loses it. It's loose, and he falls on it outside the 20 at about the 23-yard line. That snap went high into the air. Whitehair, almost like trying to catch a punt. It was that high, and then when he got his hands on it, he bobbled it, and it hit the turf, and then he went down to dive on it, and there was defensive pressure there, and absorbed a pretty good hit, but he's going to stay in the game, and it's going to be third down for the Polar Bears. Ball's going to be marked back at the 23-yard line. Whitehair back to pass. looks short for Canfield. He catches it at the 18, then breaks free, gets down to the 16-yard line, and then stretches forward down to about the 16. So it's going to bring up a 4th down and about 11 for the Polar Bears. Fairmont lining up to go for it. No field goal here. And they send 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. 4th down for the Polar Bears. 10 yards to go. Football marked at about the 16-yard line in Buccaneer territory. First possession of the game for Fairmont Senior. No score in this game, and Whitehair is back to pass. He has lots of time. Over the middle, the pass is caught. It's a Polar Bear touchdown. That's Cannon Dinger catching the touchdown pass for the Polar Bears, and Fairmont scores first and leads it 6-0. Cam Peschel ready to kick the extra point for the Polar Bears. On the season, he's 34 for 34. Ball down, kick is up, and the kick is good. And there's timeout on the field. 7:28 to go in the first quarter from Buckhannon. The score, Fairmont Senior 7, the Buccaneers nothing. On 93.1 WFGM.
Hi, my name's Zach Frazier, and I'm from Fairmont, West Virginia. And when I'm back at home in Fairmont, you'll find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that golden blue pride at Parmar. There are literally hundreds of Parmar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Parmar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Parmar. West Virginia proud and ready to serve you.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Fairmont getting ready to kick off to the Buccaneers. Peschel will kick from right to left. Back deep for Buckhannon-Upshur. 2 of their running backs, we have a penalty on the extra point. 15-yard penalty, which will take it back to the 25-yard line, and the Polar Bears will kick from there. Hackett back deep along with Wyatt Morris. And here is Peschel's kick from right to left down the center of the field, and Morris gets it at the 25. He gets to the 30, the 35, and over the 40 to the 45 and breaks free inside the 50, the 45, and tackled from behind inside the 40 by Jordan Wagner. It's going to be the 33-yard line in Fairmont territory.
It was like a little pass kickoff, but did you watch it back?
First down and 10 now for the Buccaneers. Their quarterback is Dawson Tenney, one of their best athletes. He hands the ball up the middle, and it's taken down to about the 31-yard line. Wyatt Morris on the carry, Logan Canfield on the tackle. It'll be a gain of 2 yards on the play. Football marked at the 31 on the near hash marks. Polar Bear front line, same as usual. Bigelow, Arbogast, and Cowger. 2nd and 8 play. Quarterback wants to throw to the far side. The pass is overthrown, incomplete. That was intended for Cooper and Talili, but it's easy to overthrow him. He's only about 5 feet tall. 3rd down and 8 coming up for the Buccaneers now. Football at the Fairmont 31. You need to take it to the 23 for a first down. And, of course, the Buccaneers are in 4-down territory here. Their first touchdown of the season came in last week's game against Morgantown. Their quarterback is in the shotgun formation, and there are flags at the line of scrimmage. False start penalty coming up against Buckhannon-Upshur. Takes the ball back to the 36 now, where it will be 3rd down. And a high snap, and the quarterback has to go back and try to fall on it and then scoop it up. And let's see, the Polar Bears come up with the ball. The referee is pointing to the turf, though, back at the 48-yard line. So the question was, did he fumble it and the Polar Bears recovered? And they did. So the Polar Bears get the fumble, but they didn't let Fairmont run it. They said the ball was already down, so you couldn't run it when Arbogast picked it up. So Fairmont now has the football at the 48-yard line in Buccaneer territory. 6:31 to go in the first quarter. Polar Bears have a 7-0 lead. But that's the kind of mistake that's so costly for the Buccaneers because they were in Fairmont territory but couldn't take advantage. Now the Polar Bears send one wide out to the left, a couple to the right. Quarterback Whitehair hands it off to Wilson off the right side, breaks it to the outside at the 45, towards the sidelines at the 40, down to the 35, and then run out of bounds on the far side at about the 34-yard line. He's going to get a 14-yard gain. So another Fairmont senior first down. And the Polar Bears have it at the Buccaneer 34. First down 10 from there. Wilson, the running back, behind quarterback Whitehair. Dinger and Martin are wide to the right side. Cowger comes from his tight end position. Now lines up back in close. And coming in motion from right to left, Brock Martin. There's a little shovel pass to him, juggles it, gets it back at the 35, takes it down to the 30, now gives ground back to the 30, down the sidelines at the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, dives towards the end zone, and he's going to be marked out of bounds at about the 2-yard line. A 32-yard pass from Whitehair to Martin. And that pass play gives Brody Whitehair the all-time record for passing yards by a Polar Bear quarterback. Now Fairmont looks at a first down and goal from the 2-yard line. Whitehair has Chris Wilson behind him. Tristan Ramsey, the center. Whitehair back to pass. Quick pass down into the end zone, and the pass is caught. It's a Polar Bear touchdown. So Jeff Cowger catches the TD pass from Whitehair, and the Polar Bears score quickly and now lead it 13-0. Peschel ready to attempt the extra point. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Timeout on the field, 6:08 to go, first quarter. It's the Polar Bears 14, Buckhannon-Upshur nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
1965, the team at City Construction has been an industry leader in all facets of construction, shaping the West Virginia landscape with some of the most recognizable commercial projects throughout the state. As one of the largest general contractors in north central West Virginia, our outstanding record of quality workmanship and personal service is here for your next project. Call our team of experts today.
Give us the opportunity to design build your next project. City Construction Company, West Virginia proud since 1965.
44, Sam Pascal. Number 10, State Captain. Number 25, Ryan Willis for Buckhannon-Upshur.
The Polar Bears with a 2-touchdown lead now, and Peschel kicks off, and Hackett gets it at the 10-yard line. He comes out to the 15. The 20 is hit and brought down there And that's where the Buccaneers start their second possession. It's a whole lot different from their first drive, which started deep in Fairmont territory. Now this one will start right at about the 20. It was a fumble that ended their first possession. Fumble recovered by Caleb Arbogast, and now their second one starts at their 21st and 10 with the Polar Bears on top 14-0. Touchdown scorers for Fairmont tonight, Cannon Dinger and Jeff Calger, both scoring on touchdown passes. 3 receivers to the right side. Quarterback Dawson Tenney looking at a first down play. He's a threat to run or pass. Now he's back to throw. Now running out of the pocket. He's in big trouble. Hit from behind, but gets rid of the ball. Downfield incomplete. Intended for Antolini. But excellent pressure applied by the Polar Bears there. Calger and Fantasia were applying big-time pressure to Dawson Tenney, and he did a good job of getting rid of it. Otherwise, he would have been sacked for about a 10-yard loss. Second down, 10 yards to go. The ball's on the far left hash marks, closer to the Polar Bear sideline. Polar Bear fans are seated in the bleachers across from us. We're up on the Buckhannon-Upshur side. Second down, 10 yards to go from the 20. Quarterback on a keeper to the left side, and Calger wraps him up and brings him down at about the 20-yard line. So the quarterback, Tenney, carries the ball for the first time. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down and 10. Third down play coming up, 3rd and 10. 3 wideouts to the right side. Tenney not afraid to throw the ball, now rolling to the right side, looking downfield, fires on the run, and the pass is incomplete at the 30-yard line, intended for Wendling. Brock Martin had him defended well, though. It would have been a first down if it could have been completed, but that was good defense, and it's going to bring up a 4th down and 10 for the Buccaneers. Tenney now 0 for 3 through the air. And with 5:03 to go in the first quarter, the Polar Bears are ready to get the football again. Their first possession took about 4.5, 5 minutes off the clock, but since that time, they've had another possession and a score, and they're getting ready for their third here. Punting situation, ball is away, and Martin takes it at his 47, gets to the 50, the 45, the 40, down the sidelines, and is going to be brought down inside the 35-yard line. Brock Martin with an excellent punt return. Making the tackle was Wolverton for the Buccaneers, but the Polar Bears are in ideal position. The ball at the 32-yard line, 4:56 on the clock. Fairmont 14, Buckhannon-Upshur nothing. Cumberledge comes wide to the near side, along with Dinger. Now the Polar Bears have 2 running backs on either side of Whitehair, Chris Wilson and Damani Johnson. There is the give to Wilson off the right side. He gets to the 30, down to the 25, and run out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. It'll be a first down for the Polar Bears. Aiden Squires in on the stop for Buckhannon-Upshur. But another Fairmont senior first down. First down 10 Polar Bears. Ball at the 20. Whitehair looks to pass. Now he's hit from behind. The ball pops loose, and the Polar Bears fall on it. Chris Wilson has it back at about the 33-yard line. Whitehair was getting backside pressure. He didn't see it coming, and then as he was hit, the ball came free, and Chris Wilson alertly pounced on it, but it's back at the 33-yard line now. Fairmont has to get it down to about the 10 for a first down. So second down, about 23 yards to go for a first down. Whitehair, empty backfield, wants to pass, runs out of the pocket, flags are down, sends a pass over the middle, and it is incomplete at the 15-yard line. Intended for Dinger, thrown behind him. Didn't really matter, though, because there was a penalty flag on the play, and you would guess holding, and that's what the call will be against Fairmont Senior. Sloan Baisden, the Buccaneer coach, is saying refuse the penalty. So that puts the ball back at the 33 and count that as just an incomplete pass. So now the Polar Bears looking at a third down play. Third down, 23 yards to go. Whitehair to pass. Now a little screen pass caught by Johnson, spins away from a tackler at the 30, but brought down at the 29-yard line. Gain of only 4 yards on the play. So 4th and long for the Polar Bears. Too far out to try a field goal and too close in to punt. The Polar Bears will go for it on 4th down and about 20 from just inside the 30-yard line. Two receivers to the left and right, and Whitehair to pass. The pass is caught by Cumberledge at the 15, stretches down to about the 13. It's a nice play, but it's going to be short of the first down, and the Buccaneers will take over. It was about a 15-yard pass, but the Polar Bears needed 5 more yards. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Buckhannon-Upshur with 2:56 to go in the first quarter. And the Polar Bears have a 14-0 lead. Football set down right at about the 15. And the Buccaneers now have their quarterback, Tenney, with Wyatt Morris to his right. The handoff goes to Morris, and Morris is hit, and he's going down immediately. Arbogast hit him first, and then Canfield was right there to help out. It'll be a loss back to about the 12-yard line, and it'll be a 3-yard loss on the play. So Wyatt Morris with just his second carry of the night. Now it makes it 2nd down for the Buccaneers. The ball's back at the 12. 2nd down and about 14 or 12 yards to go rather for the first down. Quarterback back to pass. Now chased out of the pocket, runs to the far side, throws it downfield, and the pass is over Wolverton's head. He gets his fingertips on it, but can't bring it down at the 20, and it will be incomplete and bring up a 3rd down. So 3rd down coming up for the Buccaneers. Clock shows 2:07 stopped here in the first quarter. The Polar Bears leading by 2 touchdowns, and the Buccaneers looking at a 3rd down and 12. The football inside their 15-yard line. And the quarterback back to pass. He's getting big pressure from Arbogast and Bigelow, and he throws it away downfield, incomplete at about the 35-yard line. So it's incomplete, and now it's 4th down and a punting situation for the Buccaneers. 0 for 5 for Dawson Tenney tonight for Buckhannon-Upshur. Martin back to return the punt for Fairmont Senior. Had a nice punt return the last time it was kicked to him. He stands at the 43 on the Buckhannon side of the 50. The punt is away, short, angles to the far side, hits at the 33, and takes a Buccaneer roll to the 37, back to the 36, and it's down there. That's where the Polar Bears get it with 1:51 to go on the first quarter clock. Coming up at halftime tonight, special guest. We do this every year. Polar Bear offensive coordinator Mark Sampson. A mid-year review of the Polar Bear offense. Setting the ball down at the 36. as Fairmont moves from right to left. Martin and Dinger, receivers to the near side. Fantasia, a blocking back, and the handoff goes to Wilson, right up the middle, and Wilson takes it inside the 35, the 30, and down to about the 28-yard line. Nice gain on first down for Chris Wilson. He's going to get about 8 yards on the play, and it'll be 2nd down and 2. 34 yards rushing for Wilson tonight in 3 carries, and he gets another chance off the right side inside the 25, breaks free at the 20. He's at the 15, the 10, the 5. He's into the end zone. Hits up, Polar Bear touchdown. Chris Wilson takes it in from 28 yards out, and the Polar Bears lead it 20-0. So Cam Peschel ready to attempt the extra point. Canfield will hold. The kick will go from right to left. 1:19 on the clock here in the first quarter. The Polar Bears score quickly. Ball down, kick up, and the kick is good. Timeout on the field, 1:19 to go. First quarter from Buckhannon. It's the Polar Bears 21, Buckhannon-Upshur nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99, or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
Another good start for the Polar Bears, a 3-touchdown lead. Peschel's kick is going to be taken by Hackett at the 10-yard line, gets out over the 15, up to the 20, up to the 25, and goes down there. Jackson Lowther in on the tackle for the Polar Bears, and the Buccaneers get it again. This time they'll set the football down. Let's see where they finally mark it. It's going to be the 26-yard line. Dawson Tenney, the quarterback for the Buccaneers, a dual threat. He'll throw, he'll run, but so far tonight he hasn't been able to complete a pass, and he doesn't have any rushing yardage. Wide out comes to the near side. That's Wolverton. Tenney's had a hard time having time to pass. He comes up under center this time on a first down play. And there's movement at the line of scrimmage. The Polar Bears definitely jumped before the ball was snapped, but the question was, did one of the Buccaneers flinch or move early? Now there's a conference among the officials. Waiting for the referee to make the call now. And it is offsides called against the Polar Bears. It certainly looked that way, as the Polar Bears really jumped, and aggressively. There was some big-time contact at the line of scrimmage. So now it's first down and 5 for the Buccaneers. Ball comes up to the 31. Tenney under center, hands the ball off to the near side, and there's no running room at all for Morris, as he's going to be nailed inside the 30 at about the 29-yard line. Canfield in on the tackle for the Polar Bears. So it's going to be a loss of 2 on that carry for Morris. A lot of minuses for the Buccaneers. Now it's second down and about 7 yards to go. 2nd and 7. Quarterback Tenney comes up under center. Morris, the lone running back behind him. Short drop, back to pass now. Chased around, and he breaks free at the 25, and then gets up to the 30, heads to the far side at the 35, he's at the 40, and then hit hard over the 40-yard line and goes down. That was Brock Martin that eventually brought him down, but Tenney was very elusive because it looked as though he should have been brought down a couple of different times, but he was able to get the ball from the 29 up to the 48. That'll be a 19-yard run for the quarterback and their biggest play from scrimmage tonight. First down of the evening for the Buccaneers. Game clock down to 13 seconds to go here in the first quarter. It did go out of bounds, so the clock is stopped. And it will be first down and 10 from the Buccaneer 48-yard line. The play clock down to 6. They're going to have to hustle to get the play off before a delay of game penalty is called. In motion comes Wendling, and he's sweeping to the right side, and he is going to be brought down. Bigelow had him wrapped up as soon as he got the ball. A loss on the play back to the 46-yard line, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter. After one quarter, from Buckhannon-Upshur High School, the score, Fairmont 21, the Buccaneers nothing. A 93.1 WFJM.
Hi, this is Meredith Mayer from Fairmont, West Virginia, and when I'm back home, you can find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that thundering herd pride at your local Parmar stores. We are over 200 stores strong and growing. Download the Parmar app for even more savings and sign up for the Parmar Rewards Card. Whether it's food, gas, or groceries, we have you covered. We are Marshall, and we are Parmar stores.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmer chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99, or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
After a good defensive play by Fairmont's Trevor Bigelow. Bigelow, one of the Polar Bears' best defensive players this season, and he's got a lot of competition. Logan Canfield, the leading tackler. Hunter Bigelow, second on the team in tackles. Then it's Dom Fantasia, Caleb Arbogast, and then Trevor Bigelow. Second down, 13 now. Buckhannon-Upshur trailing the Polar Bears 21-0. And they'll spread out the formation now with two receivers to either side of the field. They'll move from right to left from the 45. Quarterback back to pass, getting lots of pressure. Let's go of it downfield. The pass is incomplete. Intended for Chase Hackett. Brock Martin defending on the play, put a hit on Hackett after the ball went over his head, and it's going to bring up a third down and 13. The problem that Dawson Tenney has is he can't just be concentrating on downfield because he's always having to elude tacklers coming after him. Second down and 13, or third down rather, and 13 yards to go from the 45. Shotgun formation, quarterback back to pass, rolling right, sends it downfield. The pass is caught by Wendling at the 40-yard line, and he stretches down to the 38. He'll have a first down for the Buccaneers. It'll be a 17-yard pass play, the first completion of the night for the Buccaneers, and it'll be their second first down. Buckhannon-Upshur hit with lots of transfers. They had 4 key transfers in the offseason, and that made a big difference. Coaching change. Sloan Basden, a long-time Buccaneer coach in the lower levels, well-known in the community, excellent player back in his day, hoping to turn things around now. First down and 10. Quarterback hands it off to Morris. Morris takes it inside the 40 to about the 39-yard line. Grabbed there by Cowger. Get maybe a yard on the play. Call it second down and 9. Next week for the Polar Bears, back home at East West Stadium, big matchup with Wheeling Park. That'll be a 7 o'clock start. Second down 9 from the 38 in Polar Bear territory. Dawson Tenney, the quarterback, has Morris to his right, back to pass, runs up in the pocket, hit from behind by Fantasia, and he goes down at about the 38-yard line. No gain on the play. So it'll bring up third down and about 9 yards to go. Ball set down at the 38-yard line. The Buccaneers are in Fairmont territory. They've been here before. A turnover stopped any chance they had of taking advantage of that first opportunity. Third down, 9. Quarterback back in the shotgun formation. Takes the snap. Now chased to the far side of the field. On the run, he sends it downfield, and the pass is intercepted. The Polar Bears have it. That's Brock Martin. He has it out over the 5, up to the 10. He's at the 15 and gets over the 15 to about the 17-yard line. And Fairmont Senior gets the interception and will have the football in its own territory at the 17-yard line. And for the Polar Bears, that is just the second interception of the season. Penalty flag on the play. Looks like a block in the back called against the Polar Bears on the return. So that's going to take the football back. From the spot of the foul, Martin carried it all the way out. Takes the ball inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. So it'll be first down and 10 for the Polar Bears at the 7-yard line. Long way to go, but the Polar Bears have possession. 9:49 on the clock here in the second quarter. Fairmont 21, Buckhannon-Upshur nothing. Damani Johnson in the backfield for the Polar Bears now. He stands behind Whitehair, and he gets the handoff up the middle. Johnson to the outside at the 10, the 15, the 20, and is brought down over the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Damani Johnson, it's a nice gain for the Polar Bears on first down. He's going to get about 14 yards on the play. So the Polar Bears quickly back to the line of scrimmage now. At the 21, Whitehair back to pass, is hit, and he's sacked hard, and his helmet comes flying off as the Buccaneers get the sack, and that's Hayden Tenney, 6'2" sophomore with a quarterback sack. And Whitehair heads to the sidelines after his helmet came off. He's got to come off the field for one play. Football is going to be marked back inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. That's a 7-yard loss for Whitehair. So that means Logan Canfield in at quarterback, and flag at the line of scrimmage. Jeff Calger going off the field, nobody coming in, so evidently the Polar Bears had one too many. That'll take the ball down inside the 10-yard line to about the 9. Second down, 22 yards to go for the Polar Bears. Canfield at quarterback now. He takes the snap. He's running with it up the middle, and Canfield gets it out over the 15 up to about the 18-yard line. And another flag on the play. Penalty coming up against the Polar Bears. Well, this has not been a drive you want to chart as a season highlight. So another penalty flag. Holding called against the Polar Bears. They set the ball down at about the 8-yard line. 8-yard penalty against the Polar Bears. So the ball down at about the 9-yard line. Second down, 26 yards to go for Fairmont. Whitehair back in the game, and he's back to throw. Hit as he delivers the pass, and a diving attempt to catch it. And is it ruled good? It is. Called an interception, and the Buccaneers have the ball at the 27-yard line. Flag on the play, though. Looks as if Whitehair was hit after he delivered the pass. Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty called against Buckhannon-Upshur. So, if it's a dead ball foul, the Buccaneers will have the football. They'll assess the penalty after the play, and that looks as if that's going to be the case. And the ball will come back to about the 41-yard line in Polar Bear territory, and that pass interception for Brody Whitehair. He hasn't done that too many times this season. That's just his second interception of the year. And that's out of a total of 99 passes thrown. So the ball is at the 41. The Buccaneers have it, 8:03 to go. Fairmont leads it 21-0. But the Buccaneers have made some good defensive plays in this game. And now you look at the scoreboard, you see they're down 21-0 here in the second quarter. But come up with some big plays, and a lot of them on quarterback Brody Whitehair. First down 10. Buccaneers from the Fairmont 41. Tenney, the quarterback, back to pass. He hits. He's hit as he delivers the pass downfield, and the pass is incomplete at about the 14-yard line. It was intended for Hackett. Polar Bears had good coverage, though, and it's going to be second down and 10. Just 1 for 9 tonight for quarterback Dawson Tenney for a total of 17 yards. Their total offense is still in the negative numbers. Primary reason was losing 20 yards on one play, but they're in single digits negative yards total offense here in the first half. Here is the quarterback, back to pass, coming to the near side of the field, backing up, passing downfield, and it's incomplete. He didn't have anybody open, and he didn't have any more time, so he just threw it out of bounds, and it's going to bring up a third down and 10. Football at the 41-yard line in Fairmont territory. Hunter Bigelow, Dom Fantasia, Taryn Boda, linebackers. Along with Logan Canfield. Third down coming up for Buckhannon-Upshur. Quarterback Tenney wants to pass. Now he's chased around in the pocket, and Arbogast has him and sacks him back at the 48-yard line. So it'll be a 7-yard loss on the quarterback sack, and it'll be a punting situation for the Buccaneers. So Wyatt Mason will come on to punt. He stands at his 40-yard line. And Brock Martin to return for the Polar Bears stands up at about his 17. Snap, gets to the punter, and he just gets it away. And it's going to hit at the 30, takes a Polar Bear roll, comes back to about the 35-yard line. And the Polar Bears are going to get it at the 36 as the ball goes out of bounds. So not a very good punt when you take a look at the total distance. It'll be about 12 yards as the Polar Bears get it at the 36-yard line. First down 10 from there. Clock shows 6:59 at the change possession. Fairmont 21, And Buckhannon-Upshur nothing. Dinger comes wide to the near side. Wilson, the running back. Whitehair on a 1st down and 10. Gives it to Chris Wilson off the left side. He gets up to the 40-yard line and brought down short of the 40. They're going to mark him back at about or short of the 45, up to about the 43-yard line. He'll get about 7 yards on the play. So it'll be 2nd down and 3 after that 7-yard gain for Chris Wilson, who's run for 59 yards tonight. Whitehair, 2nd down play, gives it to Wilson again. Trying to get wide to the left, and he sidesteps the defender and gets out over the 40, up over the 45, and close to the 48-yard line. It'll be a Polar Bear 1st down. So the ball's up at the 49-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Polar Bears from there. First down 10. Fairmont moves from left to right. 6 minutes to go until halftime. The Polar Bears have receivers to the right side this time, and quarterback Whitehair drops the snap, picks it up. He still has time to throw, looks downfield, and the pass is overthrown, incomplete. Intended for Cannon Dinger along the sidelines. Whitehair dropped the ball, then tried to pick it up, bobbled it again, then did pick it up, and still had time to throw. And a holding penalty called against the Polar Bears in all of that. So that'll be a 10-yard penalty against the Polar Bears. And it'll take the football back to the 39-yard line, and it's going to be 1st down and 20. Do it all over again. So 1st down, long for the Polar Bears. Handoff comes to the near side. Wilson wrapped up and brought down at about the 43 by Colton Wendling. It's going to get about 4 yards on the play, and it'll bring up 2nd down and about 16. Wilson checks out of the lineup, and Damani Johnson comes in. 2nd down, 16. The ball at the Polar Bear 43. Fairmont 21, Buckhannon-Upshur nothing. Martin is a wide out to the left side. Dinger wide to the right. Whitehair back to pass. Whitehair, little short pass caught by Canfield at the 50. And he's tripped up and goes down inside the 50 at the 47-yard line. It'll be a 14-yard pass play and a Polar Bear 3rd down coming up now. 3rd down and about 6. Third down, 6. The ball at the 47, and Whitehair back to pass. Looks over the middle for Canfield, and Canfield's caught it at the 34-yard line. It's a Polar Bear 1st down on a 13-yard pass play. So the Polar Bears get a 1st down and keep the drive going now, leading 21-0, and now have the football at the 33 in Buckhannon-Upshur territory. Canfield flank to the right. Martin wide left. Wilson gets the handoff, gets inside the 30. He's at the 25, he's at the 20, tackled by the jersey from behind at about the 20-yard line. It'll be another nice gain for Chris Wilson, though. And appears to be another flag on the play. Personal foul called against Fairmont Senior. So they're going to set the ball down at the 43-yard line. So take that pass out make it first down, 20 for the Polar Bears from the 43-yard line. Clock turns inside, 3:55 to go here in the quarter. Whitehair gives it up the middle to Johnson, and Johnson cuts inside, gets it to the 40 and down to the 35-yard line. Get about 8. Tawani Johnson now 47 rushing yards tonight. Second down and 12 for the Polar Bears. The ball at the 35 in Buccaneer territory. The Polar Bears move from left to right, looking at a 21-0 lead as we near the end of the first half. Whitehair back to pass, looks to the far side, and the pass is underthrown, incomplete, intended for Canfield, but it hit him on the hop. And it will bring up a third down for the Polar Bears and about 12 yards to go. Dinger and Cumberledge are wideouts to the right side now. Third down, 12 for the Polar Bears from the 35 in Buccaneer territory. Whitehair back to pass. Has time. Goes downfield long, and the pass is caught. It's a Polar Bear touchdown. Brock Martin catches the 35-yard TD pass, and the Polar Bears score again and lead it 27-0. So the Polar Bears, battling the penalties on that last possession, overcome them and get it into the end zone on a 35-yard TD pass. And Peschel will attempt the extra point from left to right. Canfield holds. Kick is up. Kick is good. Timeout on the field. 3:07 to go until halftime. It's the Polar Bears 28, Buckhannon-Upshur nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
Hi, my name's Zach Frazier, and I'm from Fairmont, West Virginia. And when I'm back at home in Fairmont, you'll find me at my local Par-Mar store.
We had that golden boot pride at Par-Mar. There are literally hundreds of Par-Mar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Par-Mar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Par-Mar. West Virginia proud and ready to serve you.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
The Buccaneers trail the Polar Bears now 28-0 late in the second quarter, and Fairmont will kick off from left to right. Touchdown pass from Whitehair to Martin. It's the third TD pass of the night for Brody Whitehair, who has just collected his 83rd of his career. End over end kick, and it's going to hit at the 15, roll towards the end zone, stay in bounds, and it just goes across the goal line for a touchback. It looked as though it was angling for the sidelines, and as it was heading to the sidelines, it took a left turn and went right towards the goal line, and the Buccaneers were hoping it would have enough to get into the end zone, and it just did. So it'll be a touchback. The ball comes to the 20, and Buckhannon-Upshur has the football. You know, the Buccaneers are down 28-0, but I think they'll go into the locker room at halftime somewhat encouraged because they've had some decent plays in this game tonight. You know, you look at the score and you think, that doesn't look that impressive. And you look at the stats and it's not going to be that impressive, but they made some nice defensive plays and they've come up with a couple big plays on offense. And when you're 0-5, you look for any of the little things, and they have some of those tonight. First down and 10 from the 20. Tenney passes to the far side, incomplete. Was intended for Antolini, but it bounced to him, and it'll bring up a second down and 10. Remember, at halftime tonight, Mark Sampson, Polar Bear offensive coordinator, will give us his assessment of the first half of the season. When you're 5-0 and you've averaged 52 points a game, probably a pretty good assessment. Second and 10, Buccaneers. On the near hash marks, quarterback Dawson Tenney. Back to pass. Over the middle, the pass caught at about the 25-yard line by Wolverton. It'll be a gain of about 5 yards on the play. He had to dive to the turf to catch it, but he did, and it's a 5-yard play. That's 2 completions tonight for the quarterback out of 12 passes. Total of 22 yards, but so many times tonight he's just not had time to set up and throw. He's on the run pretty much as soon as he gets the snap, and he's getting ready to assess the receivers downfield. Now, timeout at the line of scrimmage called by the Buccaneers. Timeout, Buckhannon-Upshur, 2:16 to go, second quarter. Fairmont Senior 28, Buckhannon-Upshur nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankancity.com.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
It's a 28-0 Polar Bear lead, 2:16 to go here in the second quarter. Buckhannon-Upshur looking at a third down play now. Football set back at the 24-yard line. Third down and 6. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right for Dawson Tenney, the Buccaneer quarterback. And the Polar Bears jumped off sides. Max Bracero appeared to get a little quick jump on the snap count. And that's going to make it third down and 1 for the Buccaneers. So 5-yard penalty for Fairmont Senior. So third down and 1. See what the Buccaneers decide to do here. They've not had much success running, but they only have a yard to get. Quarterback wants to throw, sends it to the far side of the field, and the pass is incomplete. So it's now going to be fourth down and a yard to go from the 29. And the punter getting ready to come into the game. 2:10 to go. The Polar Bears have been so good in this situation this season, scoring their last touchdown just before the half comes to an end, getting possession maybe with 1:02 to go. Wyatt Mason is in punt formation. The Polar Bears aren't absolutely sure he's punting, but he does take the snap, punts it away downfield, short punt, hits at the 45, takes a lateral roll, hits to the sidelines, and is downed at the 46-yard line in Fairmont territory. 2:02 to go in the first half. So the Polar Bears have one more chance to put points on the scoreboard here in the first half. Touchdown passes tonight, 16-yarder to Cannon Dinger, a 2-yarder to Jeff Calger, and a 35-yarder to Brock Martin. The other Polar Bear touchdown, it was a 28-yard run by Chris Wilson. So the Polar Bears now with the football, and you know they'll try to put points on the board here. Fantasia in the backfield, along with quarterback Brody Whitehair. He's to the right of Whitehair, and along with Johnson. Whitehair back to pass to the far side. The pass is caught by Brock Martin at the 36. Cuts inside, takes it down to the 34-yard line, and it'll be a Polar Bear first down. It'll be a 20-yard pass play and a Polar Bear first down. And here's Whitehair handing it off up the middle. And the ball's taken inside the 35 down to about the 32-yard line. So, short gain, and it's going to bring up a second down and about 7 after that 3-yard gain. Football set down at the 32-yard line. Whitehair back to pass. Sends it downfield. The pass is overthrown. Intended for Dinger at about the 10-yard line, and it's going to bring up a third down. Stops the clock with 1:01 to go. Second quarter. Third down 7 for the Polar Bears. Martin goes wide to the left side. Calger also a receiver to the left. To the right side, Cumberledge, Johnson, and Canfield. Empty backfield for Whitehair. He's back to throw. Short pass. It's caught by Calger. He has it at the 25, dives down inside the 20 to about the 17-yard line, maybe the 16, but it is enough for a Polar Bear first down. It'll be a 16-yard pass play. So the Polar Bears quickly to the line of scrimmage. Inside 50 seconds to go at the 16. Whitehair wants to pass. Far side of the field. The pass is caught at the 8-yard line by Martin. Takes it down inside the 5. Stretches down to the goal line. And he's going to be stopped just short of the end zone. So it's going to be set down at the 1-yard line. It'll be a 15-yard pass play. 31 seconds to go in the first half. It was so close. I think everybody was expecting the official to call it a touchdown, but it didn't happen. And there's timeout on the field. 31 seconds to go, first half. Fairmont 28, Buckhannon-Upshur nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
1965, the team at City Construction has been an industry leader in all facets of construction, shaping the West Virginia landscape with some of the most recognizable commercial projects throughout the state. As one of the largest general contractors in north central West Virginia, our outstanding record of quality workmanship and personal service is here for your next project. Call our team of experts today.
Give us the opportunity to design build your next project. City Construction Company, West Virginia proud since 1965.
.31 seconds to go in the half. The Polar Bears first and goal at the 1-yard line. Whitehair gives it to Johnson. Johnson dives down to the goal line, and he is into the end zone. Hits up, Polar Bear touchdown. Damani Johnson takes it in from 1 yard out, and the Polar Bears score. Well, the one official on the near side had signaled touchdown, but apparently they're saying it's not. Because the official down here on the sideline had his hands in the air, touchdown, but the official where the ball was set down said no. So 22 seconds to go, and the Polar Bears will have to do it again. You don't see it on the replay, but I did see it because I had my glasses right on it. But it's going to bring up a second down and goal for the Polar Bears. Johnson right up the middle. It was very close. And they ruled he did not get in, so they'll do it again. So, second down, 1 yard to go, 22 seconds left. Whitehair brings the team up now. He's up under center. And a quarterback sneak. He just bowls his way into the end zone. Hits up, Polar Bear touchdown. Brody Whitehair scores on the quarterback sneak. And the Polar Bears take the lead now out to 34-0 with just 19 seconds to go in the first half. 1-yard run for Brody Whitehair. And for Whitehair, that's his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. Extra point for Cam Peschel from left to right. The ball is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. And there's timeout on the field with 18 seconds to go. The score, Fairmont Senior 35, Buckhannon-Upshur nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99. Or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
Down to the final 18 seconds here in the first half. The Polar Bears on top 35-0, and it's going to be Peschel kicking off from left to right. He'll tee it up in the center of the field. Next week, Fairmont at home against Wheeling Park. And for Buckhannon-Upshur, they will be playing against Lewis County, and that will be on the road at Minutemen Stadium. And there's the kickoff taken at the 8-yard line. Out over the 10, up to the 15, and over the 15 to the 20-yard line, and up to about the 23. And that's where Lewis County will go 1st down and 10 after the Hackett kickoff return. So just 9 seconds to go, and we'll be at halftime. In case you're wondering, why is it still the first half and it's almost 8:30? Well, this game started 15 minutes late. The Polar Bear bus didn't arrive until, I think it was about 6:15. Normally, they're there about an hour earlier than that for a 7 o'clock start. So here we go. Quarterback takes a knee, and that will be the last play of the first half. And it is halftime here at Buckhannon-Upshur High School. The score, the Fairmont Senior Polar Bears 35 and the Buckhannon-Upshur Buccaneers nothing. A halftime report coming up next on 93.1 WFGM.
Since 1965, the team at City Construction has been an industry leader in all facets of construction, shaping the West Virginia landscape with some of the most recognizable commercial projects throughout the state. As one of the largest general contractors in North Central West Virginia, our outstanding record of quality workmanship and personal service is here for your next project. Call our team of experts today.
Give us the opportunity to design build your next project. City Construction Company, West Virginia proud since 1965.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99. Or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
It's halftime at Buckhannon-Upshur High School, where the Polar Bears have a 35-0 lead over a Buccaneer team that has certainly struggled this season. No wins in their first 5 games, and they have certainly been outscored by big margins in every one of their games. In fact, they didn't score their first points until they played last week against Morgantown, and that was certainly after the game was decided. The Mohegans won it by a score of 49-6, and they haven't scored tonight, although they have taken the ball into Polar Bear territory a couple of times, but they haven't been able to get it across the goal line. But they've come up with some big plays on both sides of the ball. And when I talked with Sloan Basden, who's their coach, before the game, of course he knew this was a big mountain to climb in this game tonight. He's already faced Bridgeport, and he's already faced Morgantown, and he's already faced University, and of course Elkins has having a good season, and Philip Barber's been pretty good. Certainly they were last season, so his schedule's been tough. This will be the end of the toughness of the schedule, though, because after tonight, the Buccaneers play at Lewis County, they then play Oak Hill, then Grafton, then at Preston. So the schedule will certainly lighten up for the Buccaneers then. But he was talking about what they were looking to do here, and he knew coming in that this was going to be quite a task in front of him because of the fact that they haven't had a lot of success the last few years anyway, but then they had some kids transfer that they certainly were counting on to play, 4 in total, transferred out before the start of the season, and that's made them rely very heavily on some younger players. It's not uncommon to look in their starting lineup and see a number of sophomores. In fact, when I'm looking at their defense right now in front of me, I see 2 sophomores on the defensive line. I see 2 sophomore linebackers, a sophomore corner, and a sophomore safety. So that's the kind of thing that if you're going to have a bad year, you want to have a bad year with sophomores and not upperclassmen, and that's what's going on this season with this Buccaneer team. You take a look at them offensively, kind of the same thing. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players along the front line. If you include the receiver, they're sophomores. Starting quarterback is a junior. So there is lots of hope for this Buccaneer team if they can stay together, because they have shown the ability to do some things tonight. They haven't been just totally devastated by the Polar Bears, even though you look at the score and you think, oh, 35-0, ugly game. Well, in some ways it has been, but if you're looking at the bright side of things for the Buccaneers, they've certainly had some things tonight that have gone their way. One of the things that hasn't gone the way of the Polar Bears have been the penalty flags. They've just been hit with them time and time again. They will sometimes extend drives in the wrong direction. It just, you get a big play, you come back, you run another big play, and then you have to come back and run another one. So those plays don't necessarily count. But Fairmont has run a lot of plays, and probably 5 or 6 of them have been called back in this game tonight. Polar Bears, though, holding on to that big lead. We mentioned next week, Wheeling Park tonight is playing Morgantown. That game is tied in the third quarter, the Patriots and the Mohegans, and the Patriots are the Polar Bears' opponent up next. And you go one step further, Wheeling Park played University just before the Polar Bears played University, and the Patriots beat the Hawks 36-22. The Polar Bears won their game against University last week in a big way. So, Fairmont Senior, Wheeling Park, next week, East-West Stadium, 7 o'clock kickoff. We invite you to come on out, watch the Polar Bears live, because this football season is winding down. We're now in the second half of the season, and after this game tonight, of course, it's Wheeling Park next week, followed by a trip to Elkins, then a week off, and then the game that most everybody is already starting to talk about, and that's the matchup with Bridgeport, which will be at home for the Polar Bears at East-West Stadium, and then the regular season finale against East Fairmont on the 8th. Fairmont is technically the home team in that game as well. So 4 games left in the regular season. 3 of them will be at East-West Stadium, and all 3 games are attractive. Wheeling Park, Bridgeport, and then, of course, the East-West game. Regardless of what East Fairmont's record is, that game is always an entertaining one. So that's what's ahead on the Polar Bear schedule, who most likely will leave Buckhannon tonight with an unbeaten record at 6-0. And the Polar Bears ranked number 1 in the latest AAA ratings. Remember, those are mathematical. It's not what anybody thinks. It's just what the numbers add up to. And after the win last week, the Polar Bears moved ahead of Bridgeport to the number 1 spot. But in football, once you get the top 16 for the playoffs, it really doesn't matter where you finish, because you got to prove yourself and win in the postseason. When we come back, it'll be time to check in with Polar Bear offensive coordinator Mark Sampson, his assessment of the first half of the season, as we're beginning the second half tonight on the road against the Buccaneers. The score at the half, Fairmont Senior 35, Buckhannon-Upshur nothing, here on 93.1 WFGM. Okay, this is 2 minutes, please. It's halftime at Buccaneer Stadium in Buckhannon. My halftime guest is Polar Bear coach Mark Sampson. Mark, you've been involved with the offense, running this offense for the past several years, and this year you've got quite a group. How would you describe this group of offensive players compared with the past few years?
It's a very talented group. It's deeper than what we're used to, and it's more diverse than what we're used to. So before, we'd kind of have our 5 to 6 skill players that would, rotate in and out. But it would be the same 5 or 6, whether we were in a 2-back set or an empty set with no backs. If we wanted a tight end, we'd just move one of the receivers down tight. This year, we're able to really personnel the packages with body types that fit those positions, and that's been a big advantage for us.
And I would guess one of the disadvantages of that is you've got a lot of guys who you want to get on the field, and being able to maneuver that, I guess sometimes would be a little difficult.
Yep. Luckily, it's a really unselfish group. We have been really balanced both in run pass and in who's getting the ball, whether it's a carry or a reception. But we're not focused on that. We're focused on calling the right play based on what the defense is doing to us.
When you watch a game, post-game, you go back and look at it, you take a look at the stats. What are the kinds of things you're looking for in order to get better?
The biggest thing is we want to be efficient. So we want a 4-yard gain, whether it's run or pass. So after last week, we were up to 76% of our plays were efficient, so 4 yards or more. We'd love to be around 80, but we've had a pretty good year so far.
When you take a look at game planning, when you're going up against teams that haven't had much luck, is it different than going up against teams that you're a little bit concerned about?
You try not to. You can see, the advantages, again, in terms of personnel, where you might have a better advantage in your one-on-one. But going back to, we still want to be making the right call based on what they're trying to do schematically before we start taking advantage of the individuals.
When you call a play and the kids look to the sidelines, get the play, does the quarterback ever change that play at the line of scrimmage?
Not very often. He does have the freedom to check into something. If it's jumping out to him, he has earned that right to change it. But most of the time, he's able to communicate with me what he wants before we get the original call in. So if he wants something, that's what we'll call in. If we do call something else in, but again, when he looks, if it's just glaring at him that he wants to take that, then he has the freedom to do that.
Give me an example of something that would be glaring.
So if they give him a one-on-one press man on a single receiver, or even if he's playing off but it's still a one-on-one situation, we're really comfortable there. Anytime we go empty or 4 receivers out, if it's a really light box, like 5 or less in the run game box, we want to be taking advantage of that and getting into a run call, and he does a really good job of that. The other thing would be if they try to overload a side. So the box might be light or even, what we would consider even, but he can take advantage of the angles then, or where there's more space.
Seems as though in the past, several times into the season, you would be making changes along the offensive line. A particular spot might be in your mind maybe not as strong as you'd like it to be, so you pull somebody else in there. You haven't made any changes all season long. Why is that?
Well, we made some changes throughout the off season. We think we landed on a pretty good spot, and they've proven that they're in the right spots up to this point, and they're really gelling together up front, especially the offensive line. And that's one group you don't like to make changes because they're doing so much as a team, like a tag team, especially the guys that are side by side. So you don't like to make changes there unless it's absolutely necessary. But that group they're really playing phenomenal football right now.
When you talk about the offensive line, I think a lot of people think, okay, when you're a lineman, you just block the guy in front of you and that's the play. But there's so much more. What is it that makes that such a difficult position to play?
Because your assignment can change based on what the defense is doing. So you might line up and think you're going to one person or one body, but the way that it shakes out, or any stunts or games that the defense might be playing, it changes real quick. And that's why it's important to keep that unit together so that they get used to how they work together and how they communicate to one another.
You've had this season, and everybody knows, that a larger number of transfers in than the school's ever had before, and the transfers in were all players who were big-time players at their schools. And I think a lot of people wondered, okay, how's this group going to mold together? How would you consider, now you're halfway through the season, how that has gone?
Oh, it's been awesome. We've had 0 issues from any of them. They're extremely hard workers. None of our guys, felt a negative way about them coming in. Everyone's been focused on winning and accepting their role and getting as good in that role as possible without accepting it. Without settling for it. So they've accepted their role, but if it's something smaller than they might want, then they're still striving and working hard to improve that role, but it's not hurting their play on the field.
It's been a very successful offensive first half of the season for the Polar Bears, but I'm sure in your mind there are things you want to see better. What improvements do you want to see from this group as you head into the second half?
Well, we've had a few times where we're lined up incorrectly, mostly the receivers. having too many guys on the line of scrimmage, not having enough on the line of scrimmage. That's the first thing that stands out to me. And then, we've done a really good job of pre-snap and post-snap penalties. So that's been a point of emphasis for us that we've done a really good job of. We're going to get holds and those kind of penalties, but as long as it's an effort penalty between the whistles, those we can handle those. And we just got to keep doing what we're doing with the pre-snap stuff.
It's always a highlight of my season when Mark Sampson is my halftime guest. Hey, thanks and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much.
Halftime continues at Buccaneer Stadium. It's the Polar Bears and Buckhannon-Upshur. We'll be back with more here on 93.1 WFGM. It's halftime here in Buckhannon, and the Polar Bears have the halftime lead. It's 35-0. Let's check some of the scores of games going on around the state tonight. In Class AAA, Bridgeport leads Brook 48-0 in the third quarter. Princeton, the number 3 team in AAA, has a 28-13 lead over Winfield. That game is in the second quarter. Halftime, Independence and Oak Hill are tied at 14. Nitro leads Ripley 30-6. Philip Barber and Berkeley Springs, the Colts 41-0 lead in the second quarter. Here's a good one tonight. Elkins and Grafton. The Tigers have had a great start to the season. 4 wins in 5 games. They are leading Grafton, but it's 17-14 in the third quarter. RCB and Point Pleasant are at halftime. That game is tied at 14. And that takes care of our AAA scores. Let's move over to Quad A, where Wheeling Park and Morgantown are still tied 7-7. That game's in the third quarter. And let's look at University and Butler, PA. That game is in the third quarter. And no score in that one. So University and Butler, Pennsylvania, scoreless in the third quarter. Here in this game, the Polar Bears scored 3 touchdowns in the first quarter and finished with 2 more in the second quarter. And Fairmont had that 35-0 lead at halftime. Statistically, it's been a certainly dominant performance by the Polar Bears. Rushing yards for Fairmont, 101 for Buckhannon-Upshur minus 13. Through the air, the Polar Bears have completed 16 of 24 passes, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Buckhannon has completed 2 of 12 passes for 22 yards, 1 interception. Team totals, Fairmont Senior 331 yards of total offense, and the Buccaneers with 9. Touchdown scorers for the Polar Bears, Fairmont on the scoreboard. First possession of the game, a 16-yard pass to Cannon Dinger. Extra point by Peschel made it 7-0. 7:28 to go, first quarter. On the next possession, it was Jeff Cowger catching a 2-yard TD pass. 6:08 to go, it's 14-0 after Peschel's kick is good. Next possession, Chris Wilson runs it in from 28 yards out. 1:19 to go in the quarter. Peschel's extra point made it 21-0. In the second quarter, it took the Polar Bears about 8 minutes to score, but at the 3:07 mark, Brock Martin caught a 35-yard touchdown pass from Whitehair. Extra point by Peschel was good. It made it 28-0. And then with 19 seconds to go in the first half, Brody Whitehair on a quarterback sneak from 1 yard out. Extra point from Peschel was good, and the Polar Bears had a 35-0 lead. And that's where we stand here at halftime. Fairmont 35, Buckhannon-Upshur 0. We mentioned earlier in the broadcast that Brody Whitehair was most likely going to become the all-time Polar Bear leader in passing yards in this game tonight. He certainly did. He surpassed the mark in the first quarter. He only needed 62 yards to reach it. He reached it and passed it. The prior record was held by Connor Neal of 6,449 yards. Brody Whitehair came into this game at 6,388. Well, Brody has already gone over 6,500 yards in this game tonight. So he is the all-time leader in passing yards now in the Polar Bear record book. We're going to be watching this as the season progresses, as Brody has already taken the touchdown passing career record, now the passing yards record. He is most likely going to surpass Logan Moore for the completed passes record. The one record he will probably not get is pass attempts. That record, 751 by Logan Moore back from 2006 to 2009. And Brody would need to throw a lot of passes in the rest of the season in order to pass that. But the fact that the Polar Bears will have postseason games this year, as they have pretty much on a regular basis anymore, it extends the season so much that you take a look at these Polar Bear quarterbacks the past few years, and they're almost getting an extra year of games by just the postseason. You play 3, sometimes 4 postseason games. You multiply that by 2, 3 seasons. You're already up over 10 games extra, and that in the old days was a full season. So that's one of the reasons why you're seeing a lot of these records surpassed. The other reason is Fairmont's just had such excellent quarterbacks in the last 20 years or so that it's made those records sometimes seem maybe out of reach, but then the next guy comes in and reaches them, and that's where Brody Whitehair is. And also Cannon Dinger, by the way, he is 4th in school history in TD catches. He needs 2 to move ahead of Camden Longwell into 3rd place. The all-time leader is Nick Davison, and Dinger needs 11 TD receptions to pass him and become the all-time leader in that category. So, just a little Polar Bear record update. You know how much I love these records. And how about this one? The last time these two teams played was August 30th, 2019, right here. That night, Gage Michael made his first start as a Polar Bear quarterback, and he accounted for 6 touchdowns. Kind of fitting, because it was an omen of things to come. He ran for 129 yards that night, scored 4 touchdowns, passed for 176 yards, and threw 2 TD passes. And the Polar Bears that night scored on 9 of 10 possessions. Gage Michael's entry as a Polar Bear quarterback. We're ready for the second half now. And Fairmont Senior will kick off from left to right. And here is Peschel's kick. It is going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And that's Hackett who gets it out over the 20 up to the 22. And Rudy Carrillo is one of the first ones there, along with Parker Bigelow. And it's going to be first down and 10 for Buckhannon-Upshur now, trailing the Polar Bears 35-0. So the ball marked out over the 20. It's going to be up at the 22-yard line, and that's where it will be first down and 10 for Buckhannon-Upshur. They send Wolverton wide to the near side along with Colton Wendling, quarterback, junior quarterback Dawson Tenney in the shotgun formation and movement at the line of scrimmage. The referee walks to nearly the center of the field. And false start called against Buckhannon-Upshur. So that takes the ball back 5 yards, back to the 17-yard line. And it'll be first down and 15 for the Buccaneers. Quarterback, Tenney, to pass. Near side pass caught by Wendling at the 21-yard line and hit immediately by Cannon Dinger. Going to get the penalty yardage, almost get the penalty yardage back. They're going to set it back down at about the 21-yard line. So it'll be a 4-yard pass play. So second down, 11 yards to go. The ball at the Buccaneer 21-yard line. Here's Tenney. Back to pass, getting pressure. He escapes the pressure, runs to the far side. Canfield after him, and the pass is incomplete. In the area of Wendling again, but he had no chance to get to that one. Incomplete pass. It's third down and 11. He's completed 3 of 14 passes tonight for 26 yards. That's Dawson Tenney. He's the junior quarterback for the Buccaneers. 6 feet, 180 pounds. So third down, 11. Buccaneers move from right to left. They're on the near side hash marks, closer to their bench. And Tenney, back to pass. Has a little bit of time. Now he runs out of time, and he is sacked. And coming up with a quarterback sack for the Polar Bears was Taryn Boda, back at the 19-yard line. So punting situation for the Buccaneers now. Punter stands back at his 5-yard line. Fairmont's come close to blocking his punt a couple of times tonight. It's a good snap, and the punt might have got a hand on it because it is very, very short, and it goes down at about the 37-yard line in Buccaneer territory. So 37-yard line, that's where the Polar Bears are going to start. So it'll be first down and 10 from there. Change of possession time, 10 minutes, 19 seconds. Polar Bears on top 35-0. We'll keep our eyes on the Morgantown Wheeling Park score because the Polar Bears will take on the Patriots next Friday night. That game at last check was tied at 7 in the second half. First and 10 Polar Bears. White jerseys, white helmets, blue pants. Wilson, the running back behind, quarterback Whitehair. Fairmont has 3 receivers to the left side. And here's Whitehair passing to the far side. Martin catches it at the 41. He's down to the 40. He's down to the 30, the 25, the 20, and run out of bounds on the far side of the field. But a nice play for the Polar Bears down to the 18-yard line. It'll be a 19-yard pass play from Whitehair to Martin. So the Polar Bears get a first down, have the ball deep in Buccaneer territory. Football going to be marked down at the 18-yard line. And here's Whitehair. Back to pass. Lofting one into the end zone, and the pass is caught. It's a Polar Bear touchdown. What a catch by Trey Cumberledge. I saw him go all the way up for it. Wanted to make sure he came down with it, and he did. Great catch by Cumberledge in the end zone for the Polar Bear touchdown. So Cumberledge gets the touchdown pass from Whitehair, and now Pescio will attempt the extra point from left to right. The ball is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. And there's timeout on the field. 10:03 to go, third quarter. It's the Polar Bears 42, Buckhannon-Upshur nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
Hi, my name's Zach Frazier, and I'm from Fairmont, West Virginia. And when I'm back at home in Fairmont, you'll find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that Golden Boot pride at Parmar. There are literally hundreds of Parmar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Parmar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Parmar. West Virginia proud and ready to serve you.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
The Polar Bears ready to kick off now. 9:18 to go here in the third quarter. Running clock, and the ball is taken at the 8-yard line, and it's taken to the far side of the field, out over the 20, the 25, and up to the 30-yard line. That time it wasn't Hackett, but it was Wyatt Morris on the return. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Buccaneers, and they're going to set the football down at the 27-yard line. Clock turns down to 8:46 to go here in the third quarter. The Polar Bears on top 42-0. Quarterback Dawson Tenney, the junior, comes out to the huddle on this first down play. Tenney has running back Wyatt Morris to his left. And he hands it off, taken up the middle by Eli Watkins, and Watkins takes it up to about the 32-yard line. So it'll be a gain of about 4 yards on the play, 2nd down and 6. Second down, 6 yards to go. Football marked down at the 30-yard line. Quarterback, Tenney, gives it to Watkins again off the right side. He'll take it out over the 30 and get it up to about the 33-yard line. Going to be a 3rd down play coming up. 3rd down and about 4 to go. Third down, 4 for the Buccaneers. They had minus 13 rushing yards in the first half. Polar Bears have a 42-0 lead. Quarterback, Tenney. Running back starts a little too soon, and there'll be a penalty coming. As soon as he took a couple of steps, he stopped, put his hands up in front of his helmet. If you had any doubt as to who the penalty was on, he kind of gave it away. 5-yard penalty. Now that makes it a much more difficult situation for the Buccaneers, because instead of looking at a 3rd down and about 3 yards to go, they've got 3rd down and about 8 yards to go now. Football set down at the 29-yard line. Dawson Tenney Sends Antolini in motion. He gets the handoff sweeping to the left side, but Calger's got him and brings him down at the 25. Calger, a big defensive play and a 4-yard loss for the Buccaneers. So it's going to bring up a 4th down. And about 12 yards to go. Another punting situation for Wyatt Mason. Stands inside his 15-yard line at about the 17. Martin back deep for the Polar Bears at the 45 in his own territory. Now the referee blows the whistle, says stop the clock, and then says start it. So game clock inside 5:25. Good snap, and the punt is away, high but short. And it's going to hit at the 45, and it takes a neutral roll, and it is down right there at about the 47 in Buccaneer territory. So Wyatt Mason hasn't gotten any breaks on the bounce tonight. His punts have gone up and come down and either bounced straight up or they've bounced backwards. And so Fairmont starts at the 47 in Buccaneer territory. Game clock 5 minutes at the change of possession. Hard to keep track of that with a running clock. You know, normally they'll stop the clock at change of possessions, but they're not doing that tonight. So Fairmont has all new players in the game now. And the snap goes to Dominic Trotta, gives it off to Rapchek off the right side, inside the 45 and down to about the 44-yard line. Rapchek going to get about 4 yards on the play. Mark it at the 43. Christian Rapchek, who's carried the ball 9 times now this season. Second down play coming up. Polar Bear quarterback Dominic Trotta, who's seen a lot of action for a freshman, 5'7", 135-pound freshman. Second down play for the Polar Bears from the Buccaneer 43. Here's Trotta giving it to Taryn Boda off the left side. Boda takes it down to the 40-yard line and is hit and brought down there by the Buccaneers' Chase Hackett. It'll be 3rd down and 3 yards to go. So Boda carries the football for the first time tonight. That's his 8th carry of the season. The ball's at the 40. The Polar Bears need to get it to the 37, so that makes it 3rd down and 3. Fairmont leads 42-0. All the subs in the game now. Trotta at quarterback. The snap goes behind him. He has to run all the way back into his own territory to fall on it, and he does finally fall on it, but it's going to be back at about the 38-yard line. That's going to be a 22-yard loss. Your stats take a hit when you have a play like that, a negative play like that, which is uncommon for the Polar Bear subs. So, punting situation now. Flower in to do the punting. The line of scrimmage is the 38. Flower stands at his 21-yard line, has lots of time. High punt, but short. It's going to hit at the 42, and Polar Bears fall on it at about the 42-yard line. He punted it short, and there were some blue jerseys heading back to block that were running under that punt. You probably heard some people up here in the press box yelling for them to watch out. You don't want it to hit one of them, because then it becomes a live ball. And the Polar Bears could have recovered. But it's going to be marked down at the 43. So just a 19-yard punt for Flower. And the Buccaneers get it with 1:40 to go here in the 3rd quarter. We have a running clock in the 3rd quarter and certainly will have the same in the fourth quarter. Now timeout called by the Buccaneers. With 1:23 to go, third quarter from Buckhannon-Upshur High School. It's the Polar Bears 42. The Buccaneers nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
Hi, my name's Zach Frazier and I'm from Fairmont, West Virginia. And when I'm back at home in Fairmont, you'll find me at my local Par-Mar store.
We had that Golden Boot pride at Par-Mar. There are literally hundreds of Par-Mar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Par-Mar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Par-Mar. West Virginia proud and ready to serve you.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
An injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
The Polar Bears with a big lead, and Buckhannon-Upshur with the football now, and they have a bad snap, and the quarterback, Tenney, goes back and just sits down with the ball back inside his 35-yard line. So that went from the 43 back now to about the 33-yard line. So that'll be a 10-yard loss on that snap. So now second down and 20 coming up for the Buccaneers back at their own 33-yard line. We're inside 1 minute to go in the third quarter. Fairmont with a 42-0 lead. Two receivers to the left side. And the quarterback hands it off to Wyatt Morris off the right side, out over the 35 up to about the 37-yard line. Hit and brought down there by Jackson Lowther of the Polar Bears. No, that was not Lowther. That was Drew Jackson. So it'll bring up a third down. About 5 yards to go. Morris with his best gain of the night. 5 yards. So, third down coming up. Tenney, shotgun formation. Hands it off. Nothing up the middle as Morris is hit at the line of scrimmage. Move it back to the 35, and it's going to be fourth down and about 17 yards to go when play resumes. We played 3 quarters from Buckhannon-Upshur High School. The score, Fairmont Senior 42, and the Buccaneers nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
Hi, this is Meredith Mayer from Fairmont, West Virginia, and when I'm back home, you can find me at my local Par-Mar store.
We had that thundering herd pride at your local Par-Mar stores. We are over 200 stores strong and growing. Download the Par-Mar app for even more savings and sign up for the Par-Mar Rewards Card. Whether it's food, gas, or groceries, we have you covered. We are Marshall, and we are Par-Mar stores.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99, or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
The Buccaneers putting the ball away to the Polar Bears, and the punt rolls inside the 40, inside the 35, and down to the 30-yard line. Punt by Wyatt Mason, and the Polar Bears now will go first and 10 from the 30. 11:35 on the clock at the change of possession. The Wheeling Park Morgantown game now in the fourth quarter. Wheeling Park leading Morgantown 14-7. University also has taken the lead over Butler, Pennsylvania. That game now 10-6 University, fourth quarter. Polar Bears with all their subs in the game. And Trotta gets the snap, hands it off, and there's whistle at the line of scrimmage. And timeout called by the Buccaneers. Timeout, Buckhannon-Upshur, 10:57 to go, fourth quarter. Polar Bears 42, Buckhannon-Upshur nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
The Polar Bears have the football. It's 1st and 10. It's at the 30-yard line in Polar Bear territory. Running clock here in the fourth quarter. And Dominic Trotta at quarterback gives it to Rudy Carrillo off the right side. Carrillo gets to the 30. He's up to the 35. He's at the 40. Down the sidelines to the 50. Down to the 40. He's at the 30, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. He is into the end zone. It's a Polar Bear touchdown. Rudy Carrillo, a 70-yard TD run. And the Polar Bears lead it 48-0. Oh, the referee now calling a personal foul against Buckhannon-Upshur, so the run will count. You saw that flag down, and I think everybody thought, oh, no, it's coming back, because so many times that's happened tonight. But Carrillo gets the touchdown, and the Polar Bears get their second TD of the second half. So extra point attempt now. And it's going to be Ben Smith doing the kicking. He's a freshman. He's a left-footed kicker, so he's easy to pick out. Grant Newsom is the holder. We'll see how this goes. Ball down on the tee. The kick is up, and the kick is low. Below the crossbar, no good. And there's timeout on the field. 10:36 to go, fourth quarter. It's Fairmont 48, Buckhannon-Upshur nothing on 93.1 WFGM.
Hi, my name's Zach Frazier, and I'm from Fairmont, West Virginia. And when I'm back at home in Fairmont, you'll find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that golden blue pride at Parmar. There are literally hundreds of Parmar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Parmar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Parmar. West Virginia proud and ready to serve you.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
A 70-yard TD run by Rudy Carrillo, and the Polar Bears now have a 48-0 lead. I'll tell you, Elkins has the most exciting games, I think, of any team this season. They're playing Grafton tonight. It's 30-30 in the fourth quarter now. And Elkins just manages to win all these close games. The Tigers 4-1 going into that game tonight. Also, I have been informed that Wheeling Park has beaten Morgantown tonight, so that is a final. RCB is now trailing Point Pleasant 34-21 in the second half. The advantage of starting late is most of the games going on will be over before we are. Polar Bears kicking off. Penalty assessed, that personal foul assessed on the kickoff. So Flower will kick off, and he'll try to get it into the end zone, and he will. Kicking off from the 45 in Buckhannon-Upshur territory. He's able to easily get it into the end zone for the touchback. And the Buccaneers take over as the clock begins to turn now in this running clock situation with Fairmont on top 48-0. So the Polar Bears now will be on defense. That touchdown, by the way, by Rudy Carrillo was his first career touchdown on that 70-yard run. First down 10, Buccaneers. New quarterback in the game now for the Buccaneers on this first and 10 play. And there's a flag on the play. False start called against the Buccaneers. Handoff, ball taken out to about the 15-yard line. Polar Bears have it covered well. That's Eli Watkins handling it again. Aiden Snyder is the new quarterback in the game for the Buccaneers. No gain on that play. Aiden Snyder, quarterback, 5'8", freshman. Second down, 15 yards to go. Snyder has Watkins to his left on this second and 15 play, and he's back to pass. Sends it to the near side, and the pass is caught at the 20-yard line. Then he gives ground inside the 20, and that's where he's hit and brought down by a wrap check. They'll give him the 19-yard line. That pass was complete to Caden Marks. So it'll be a 4-yard pass play. .30 yards in passing tonight for the Buccaneers. And it's third down, 11 yards to go. Line of scrimmage, the 19. Wide out to the left, two receivers to the right. Quarterback, Snyder out of the shotgun, back to pass. Sends it to the left side, and the pass is caught nicely at the 25-yard line by Wolverton, taken over the 30 to the 32, and it'll be a Buccaneer first down, a 13-yard pass. So first down, Buckhannon-Upshur at the 33-yard line in its own territory. Papali along the front line for the Polar Bears now. Handoff goes to Watkins, and he's hit behind the line of scrimmage, and he's going down. Nice job by the Polar Bears coming off the bottom of the pile. That was Parker Bigelow. Tackle for loss. Wrap check, one of the linebacker spots for the Polar Bears, along with Drew Jackson. Jackson Lowther, Max Bracero along the front line, along with Papali, and also Jacob McDougall along the front line. Secondary. We'll get to them on the next play. It's going to be second down and 14. Quarterback Snyder on a keeper to the left side, hit hard, and he goes down out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. That'll be a loss on the play. Well, no, he's going to actually get up to the 29, so it will bring up a third down on about 14. Third down, 14, 5:50 turning clock. Fairmont 48, Buckhannon-Upshur nothing. Grant Duzum is in the game for the Polar Bears as well. He's a freshman corner on the far side. They're down and long. Quarterback Snyder passes down, and the pass is incomplete. Diving attempt at the 35-yard line made by Watkins, but he couldn't come up with the ball, and it'll bring up a fourth down for the Buccaneers. Clock turns inside, 5 minutes, 5 seconds to go. Looks as though Snyder is going to do the punting. He's also been the quarterback on this drive, and he does punt it away. Line drive punt, hits at the 45, takes a Buccaneer roll inside the 40, and it's going to roll down to about the 25, the 24-yard line. That's going to be a 47-yard punt for Snyder. And it'll be Polar Bear football with 4:34 to go in the game. And Fairmont will come back now and most likely have it for its final possession of the night. Next week, home against Wheeling Park. 7 o'clock game, Buckhannon-Upshur on the road at Lewis County. Tucker Hayhurst in there at tackle position on this side. Abercrombie, the guard. Keener at center. Trotta, first down play. Hands it off to Wagner. Wagner comes this way, stutter step move, tries to get loose, and he does. He gets to the 25, the 30, the 35, the 40. He's down the sidelines at the 50, down to the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. But it's not going to be a touchdown. So a block in the back. It appeared to be on the run back. Well, no, they've picked up the flag, and it is a Polar Bear touchdown. So the touchdown goes for Jordan Wagner, and the Polar Bears score again and lead it 54-0. Extra point attempt from right to left. Ball down, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. And there's timeout on the field. 2:44 to go, fourth quarter. The score, Fairmont Senior 55, Buckhannon-Upshur nothing. A 93.1 WFG.
1965, the team at City Construction has been an industry leader in all facets of construction, shaping the West Virginia landscape with some of the most recognizable commercial projects throughout the state. As one of the largest general contractors in north central West Virginia, our outstanding record of quality workmanship and personal service is here for your next project. Call our team of experts today.
Give us the opportunity to design build your next project. City Construction Company, West Virginia proud since 1965.
Jordan Wagner, Rudy Carrillo, big runs and touchdowns here in the fourth quarter, and the Polar Bear lead is 55-0. Those two have combined for 144 rushing yards on 2 plays. Here is the kick downfield, and it is caught on the run at the 15-yard line, taken out over the 20, up to the 25, up to the 30, the 35, the 40, and along the sidelines, run out of bounds at about the 50-yard line is Wyatt Morris. So it's going to be first down and 10 for the Buccaneers now. Game clock down to 1:35 to go. Dylan Apanowitz in the game for the Polar Bears. Papali, Abercrombie across the front line. Cooper Erse in the game as well. First down 10 Buccaneers. Handoff. Ball taken out over the 50 down to about the 45-yard line by Chance Morgan. Get about 3 yards. It'll be second down and 7. We've got inside a minute to go. Troy Weber in the game for the Polar Bears. Jasper Walford into the game as well. Everybody getting into the lineup tonight for Fairmont Senior. Braxton Painter in the game. Second down 7, 30 seconds to go. Ball handed off to Morgan again. He'll get a yard to about the 46-yard line. And that very well could be the final play of the game, as we're inside 17 seconds to go. And that is going to end it. As both teams head to the sidelines, this one is over and the Polar Bear winning streak continues. It's the final from Buckhannon-Upshur High School. The Fairmont Senior Polar Bears 55 and the Buckhannon-Upshur Buccaneers nothing. We'll have the wrap-up coming up next on 93.1 WFGS.